Greetings, my sports to the bone people. Thank you all for tuning in. Yes, man. I tell you, my viewers and subscribers, we recently got knocked out of the T20 World Cup, and we still have a lot of things to unpack, as it relates to our squad, how the players perform. We're gonna do a little thing where we do our team ratings. You understand? But I want to do a live show where we can talk about all of this. But while I am here, there are just a couple of things that I'm going to address in this video. So just give a listening ear until the end, my people. Let me know what you all think in the comment section, and remember to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed. Alright, so one of the things that we need to remember when it comes on to this T20 World Cup, we played 4 group games. We won all 4 of them. Now, in the second round, we played 3 games and we won 1 of them. We lost to England and South Africa. We won against the United States of America. Now, that's a 5-2 record, right? So 1-4 in the first round and 1-1 in the second round. Right, so that's 5. We would have won 5 and lost 2. If it's a series or anything, that's a good record. But when it comes on to championship or tournaments, especially in the knockout round, all of what you did in the first round, you can almost say it counts for nothing, because it's not like you can say the series is already secured. So we still have to give credit, because it's a little better than what we got in the last couple of World Cups. One we didn't qualify for, one we get knocked out of the group stages, if my memory serves me right. So we have to say kudos to the guys there for being able to do that. I know that we are emotional about it, and we really thought we had a chance of going big. You understand? But it's just one of them things. There are quite a few things that I see circulating on social media that usually after an exit from a tournament, people will have a lot of reasons as it relates to why we got knocked out, right? But I just want to talk on a couple of them, right? And I know some of the arguments that I'll be putting forward, they are probably not going to be popular, right? They're not going to be popular, but I am used to that. I am used to that, right? The first argument that I want to focus on is the opening situation, right? The opening situation with Brandon King and Johnson Charles. For the last 13-14 months or so, you can almost say since Rovman Powell and Darren Sammy came together to lead, right, coach and captain, it has been Brandon King, Kyle Mayers / Johnson Charles. And Johnson Charles, he took over based on his performances, right? He took over and he got that role. Quite a few people were okay with it, saying that he really worked for the spot. We still had people saying, going into the tournament, saying Kyle Mayers should be the one opening, right? But we have to remember that the whole reason Johnson Charles was able to get back in was because of the run of failures that Kyle Mayers had. So that's the thing. Shea Hope, we had Shea Hope in the team as a man in the middle at number 3, number 4. But with Raston Chase getting back into form, that basically took that position away from Shea Hope, right? Once again, Hope showed that he's class and stuff like that, so he's probably going to be the one they're looking to going forward when it comes on to that. But we have to understand that some saying that it's nepotism and cronyism and all of that while Charles got the spot. But if we look at the record and we're being truthful, he earned that spot. we might not be the biggest of fans when it comes on to his technique and, you know, the fact that when it comes on to out of the power play, you know, he's limited. We know that. The fanboys will say that we're hating, but just as I can say that he earned the spot there, I can easily say that he's limited when it comes on to his shot selections out of the power play. We know that. It's not like we went in thinking that this man is Brian Lara. We knew that, right? But we knew that based on how he got it, you know, that is what we're going to expect when it comes on to World Cup, right? So one of the arguments that we saw in the T20 World Cup is where a lot of people were saying that Shimron Hetmyer should be the person opening, right? And as much as I am a big Hetmyer fan, and I know whenever I talk on this, I hear people saying that leave Hetmyer alone, don't call Hetmyer's name. Well, this is the part where you hit the dislike button or you leave, right? But you all need to stop the foolishness. And I'm talking about people that saying that Hetmyer was an opener, Hetmyer was this, Hetmyer was that. It's really tough that you're going to a tournament and you have somebody with the ability of Hetmyer and he didn't get a chance to play. But saying that he should have played as an opener in a major tournament is foolishness, right? For those who have been listening to me since 2020 when I started this thing, they would be able to attest to you that I am a Hetmyer fan. And even the last time when Hetmyer didn't get an opportunity and they, you know, I was complaining and I was saying that based on his record leading in, he should. But you all remember that Hetmyer got dropped from the team, and he wasn't dropped because of his because he was dominating, right? And then when you go into the IPL, when you look at the IPL, he didn't spend a lot of time there, right? He played a couple of games as a finisher. I don't know if he faced 10 ball or 12 balls in any of the innings. Batting at 6, 7, 8. He's the same one that spoke about it in the same World Cup. Those were some of the positions that he had to bat. But yet still people want to talk about when he was an opener as a kid, right? And all of a sudden you must use him as an opener in the T20 World Cup tournament. After we don't know that is not the rule. We already know that. Now, for years, I have been saying that, not even only me, a lot of people have been saying that, listen, Hetmyer, we need Hetmyer to when he's playing franchise cricket, to bat at number 3 or 4. For years I've been saying it, that Hetmyer and Pura needs to be batting at number 3 and 4 in West Indies team. They need to be doing that in CPL or any other little league, T10 league or any other little league they play. They can dictate IPL, right? They need to be batting there. Hetmyer develop himself as a finisher. We know that is what sells, right? He has the ability to play both roles. I know that, but we know playing as a finisher is what sells, and that is what they have him as over there in the IPL. But we see where the opportunity came several times for him to bat, right? To bat up in the order and make himself known like that. In terms of the responsibility, I don't know if we can trust him like that. Moving on from the World Cup, there are quite a few guys that won't be there. So I don't know if he's going to continue as this finisher. You see, my thing is this, you know. My thing is this. I have said it before, when it comes on to Hetmyer and the team, it was always down to Hetmyer and Sheffield Rutherford. And the fanboys are some of the people that think that we are fighting against Guyanese players. They will say, why it has to be one or the other? Why can't be both? And they will go as far as say, leave Rutherford in his number 6 spot and let Shimron Hetmyer open for the team. And some of these people are people with good cricket brain, good cricket sense. So when you hear these sort of arguments, you see say it's fool, you see say it's based on the biasness, right? I'm not saying going forward. Somebody suggested Rutherford opening, and my thing was he has shown that he has the ability to hit the ball hard. He has the ability to stand up and bat. He's dependable. So outside of the T20 World Cup, if this is something that we want to try, no problem. Franchise cricket is there, our cricket is there. You understand? You can try this. If you want to try that with Hetmyer, but how on God's earth you're going to a T20 World Cup? You have been dominant in T20 cricket. You have been dominant in T20 cricket, beating everybody left, right, and center with your team like this. But all of a sudden you're going to go in a major tournament and take a man that hasn't played much cricket and put him to open. And people don't see anything wrong with that. As I said, I know I'm going to get bashing for this, but in my books, it is foolishness. I will say this, Hetmyer is one of the most talented players we have going around. But the same thing for Hope, the same thing for Chase. But the same thing that I say for one player, I will say for the next. What we want is players being considered some of the best in the world. Our problem is we love to talk about who is one of the most talented or who is the best in the Caribbean. That's not going to. You can't just look at a man and say, boy, the man is the best thing in the Caribbean. There ain't no need to consistently show it, man. I can tell you that since Rovman Powell, Darren Sammy, since they have been working together, I can almost say that I am comfortable with the T20 squad. Right? A lot of people selected this squad going in. Same, one and two people had a preference in terms of the playing 11. But people need to stop the foolishness. That is the first problem. I see where a couple of people commenting all over social media that the reason that we lost the World Cup is because Hetmyer didn't open. So that is the so if he didn't open, why is it that we were on a 8 match winning streak, right? Going in until we lost. Think against England. I'm not saying that we don't need to find a way to utilize people, but I just cannot see where and how in that World Cup, in those games that we played, he would have factored in. He's not opening clearly in my books, right? He's not batting at number 3, not batting at number 4, not batting at number 5, right? Number 6, I had him, and I said prior to the World Cup, prior to IPL, Rutherford was easily in that slot. But because he didn't play in the IPL, I was saying that Hetmyer didn't play much games, but I probably would give him a look in. So happened that Rutherford played a couple of games prior to the World Cup, and he went in and he has cemented his spot there. We might see him taking a bigger role as an opener, right? We might see that. We don't know. But that is the first thing that coming out of it. And I want to go live so we can talk about this, But that is the first foolishness in my opinion that people need to stop. That Hetmyer should have been the one opening. Foolishness. And as I said, now is the time for you to hit the dislike button, my people. You understand? Because I'm going to call it as how I see it. And the comment section is there for you to express yourselves. So Hetmyer opening, foolishness. We need to stop reasoning with emotions. How you going to go in a major tournaments? You rise from number 9, number 8 in the rankings. You rise from number 9 in the rankings, go all the way down to number 3. And all of a sudden, you want to take somebody that hasn't played much cricket, must just that spot and put him up there. Foolishness. I know that we love our players and we love this and we love that. But that is foolishness. So that is the first thing. The next thing that I want to talk about in this campaign that we had. Rovman Powell. Captain Rovman Powell. Captain Rovman Powell, based on the ratio, will say that, our people will say that, listen, we won majority of the games, but when it comes on to a tournament, that's not how you are graded. Right? That's not how you are graded. There are a couple of tactical errors that I saw. Right? Since Rovman Powell took over, we have been on the Rovman Powell train in terms of how we handle situations. But there are quite a few things that I saw in games that I think he really let slip. Right? So he didn't have the best tournament when it comes on to tactical decisions and making certain decisions that would benefit the team. But my main problem with Ravman is his batting. We saw him in a couple of games playing based on how the game dictated. Right, one game we saw him, I think it was Afghanistan, he came and he got a quick 30th and one he got a 20th. But I have always said it, when it comes on to batting in my top 5, you will be graded hard. You are not playing as an all-rounder, and I have a problem. The game against England, that was a big problem. The game against South Africa again showed us exactly why we are still worried about our captain playing as a specialist batsman and always get found wanting when it comes on to spin. Right? I am not saying that. I am not saying that when it comes on to playing a quality spinner, you cannot be out-thought or anything, but it should not be that easy. Right? Shouldn't be that easy. Talking about that game against South Africa where Shamsi drew him out and got him stumped all over the place. Right? So Ravman Powell going further, his leadership, generally speaking, I can't really question it, because this is a man that took a team that not a lot of people gave chance to, right? From 9 all the way down. Not saying that he's the one that should get all the credit, right? But his leadership skills, we have seen it, right? Remember, he won CPL and all of that, so we know that he has the ability to lead. But we don't want it to be a case where we are on the rise and we're still worried that our captain is only there because of his ability to captain. That is a big problem, right? We don't want it to be a case where we are there and we are saying that the captain is there only because he has the ability to lead. Should be able to make the team downright without a problem. You understand? Downright without an issue. So that is something that I saw in the tournament that he needs to work on. Alright. The next thing, Nicholas Pooran, the man that we expected to lead us going in. He did entertain. He entertained us, right? Did entertain us and played some very good shots. I think he ended up as our leading run scorer. So he led from the front with the bat. You understand? A couple of games would have gone differently if our key batsman Pooran wasn't dismissed. But that's how the dismissed cheaply. That's how the game is. We can't put everything on his head. The main problem that I had with Pooran in the tournament was how ordinary his wicket keeping looked. Right? He took some good catches behind there and thing, you know. But Pooran is a good wicket keeper. Pooran is a good wicket keeper. So that is something that we definitely need to see him tightening up on. And I'm not trying to go through and nitpick and call out everything. But you know, the major things that I think, you know, Pooran did his work with the bat. He led the way for us. You know, when it comes on to cricket, not every time you are gonna score in every game. And the type of game that he plays, you know, if he gets off, we win the game easily. If he doesn't, then you know, we just lose out on our marquee batsman. But I think that his wicket keeping was ordinary. And he's a better wicket keeper than that. So that is something that, you know, he definitely needs to tighten up on going in. There are a lot of things, my viewers and subscribers, to unpack in when it comes on to our World Cup, right? The bowling. We always thought that going in the bowling would have been something that would let us down, right? I think as a group, especially on batting wickets, we didn't do too well. We didn't do too well. The group games where the pitches were helping. The pitches, they were more conducive to bowling. Our bowlers did well, the spinners did well, the seamers did well, right? Generally speaking, right? We don't want to nitpick because we had guys doing some stuff that I don't know. We don't want to nitpick, but generally speaking. Now when it came on to the next round where the pitch was good for batting, that is where we fell short, right? A lot of people will still say that it's because of the bowling why we lost against England when we made 180, because 180 is a good score. Generally speaking, you would say 180 is a good score, but when it comes on to a pitch where you know that the team should score 220, 225 easily, you understand, you can't really blame the bowlers. Bowlers didn't defend it. I just saw. I have always said though, to win major tournaments, bowlers, you need to have bowlers that when bowl out a team or restrict a team for under 200, even when it's a 200 pitch. And that is what England did. It was a 200 pitch. They came up against a good batting lineup. They managed to restrict our good batting lineup for way under 200, 180. You understand? That is how you win games and major tournaments. So I think that when it really mattered the most, the batting is where we faltered. Right? We saw it against England and we saw it against South Africa. Right? We saw it there. Even that game against South Africa, the bowlers they came around, and it wasn't a big total. They came around and people did well. Raston Chase did well, Russell did well. Everybody, all of the bowlers came and did well. Alzarri Joseph did well. Right? Alzarri Joseph came in and his bowling was good. You understand? So I think that was a problem, our batting in the latter stages. One thing that I need to talk about, I won't get a chance to touch on it everything. But one thing I need to talk about, Raston Chase's contribution. Right? I don't want it to seem as if I'm singling out people, because one thing I realize is that us as a people, when you single out a man because he would have done well, his fans will say, oh yes. But as soon as there's something to critique, oh, it's a team sport. But when you single out a man and say, boy, this man was excellent, everybody up and down and happy. But once you single him out to critique something that needs to improve, oh, it's a team sport. Remember, it's a team sport. But what I will say is, Raston Chase, my viewers and subscribers, he was excellent. Excellent, Raston Chase. Right? I was one of them that up to about probably 15 months ago or so, close to 2 years, well, probably not even so long, I was one of them saying, listen, Raston Chase shouldn't be in the team. He consistently got picked, and people would have thought that it's because we don't like Raston Chase, or we think that he's not a good cricketer, which is not the case. Right? We know that Raston Chase has one of the best cricketing brain in the Caribbean. Right? We know that he has one of the best cricketing brain in the Caribbean, so that's not the case. But if people are willing to, if we have people willing to be truthful, they will attest to the fact that he kept on getting into teams when we had guys outperforming him in the CPL, and when he was being picked in Test and ODI and all that, we had guys outperforming him. He always had good bowling figures. Right? He always had good bowling figures. So that is something that a lot would be pointing to. But we had guys that, in my opinion, would have been ahead of him. Right? Fine. He performed well in I think it was the CPL. He performed well. He did his thing in the CPL, but I think it was the series against Australia. He once again proved that he's class. He got in and he showed it. showed it with bat and ball. And in this tournament, my viewers and subscribers, I will say that Raston Chase was basically unplayable when it comes on to the bowling. Till even a couple of times I wonder why his captain didn't bowl him out. Right? I have to give credit where credit is due. I am a big critique of people when, you know, whenever a game, whenever we have a game, right? So just as I can critique, I will give a man a credit. I will give a man his credit. And he was excellent for us. I would say that, you know, he was my player of the tournament for our team. But that is the thing. When it comes on to our cricket, that makes no sense because we would just be comparing with each other. I don't want to be saying that this was the player of the tournament for the West Indies. I want our players to be performing in a way where we can say this man was the player of the entire tournament. You understand? But I have to give credit, my people, based on the fact that you know, this is a man that would have come in for a lot of criticism. Until people thought that I literally hate the man, people thought that I don't like him. And I don't understand how I can hate somebody that I don't know. Same thing with Johnson Charles. I don't understand how we can hate somebody that I don't know. I don't know these people. I just watch the cricket. You understand? But I have to give them credit, my people. I definitely have to give them credit. As I said at the beginning, there are a whole lot of things to unpack. But those were probably the most burning and pressing things that I wanted to talk about. The others I can touch on in another video, or we can touch on in a live show. Go and leave it right here so for now, my viewers and subscribers. We will touch base another time, and we have a whole lot of things to talk about. So continue to stay safe, continue to leave your comments. I know that a lot of people will have stuff to say as it relates to this. The comment section will be open, so let me know what you all think in the comment section. Big up on yourself and stay safe.